Well, fans of the Beatles, listen up. Paul McCartney, soon to be 84, has just released his first solo album in more than 5 years. It's titled The Boys from Dungeon Lane, a reference to his childhood growing up in Liverpool. Tracks on the album take a look back at McCartney's early years and adventures with John Lennon and George Harrison long before they were known as the Beatles. So what we want to know is, can Paul McCartney still dazzle fans with his 18th solo album? Well, joining me now is Dale Roberts from Liverpool, where he is a professional Beatles tour guide. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. So at 83 years old, Paul McCartney just released yet another album. It's quite remarkable. I was reading, he gave a recent interview where he says people always ask him, why are you still writing songs? And he said because he loves it, he's addicted to it. What do you love about his songs? And what was your reaction when you heard he was putting out another album?
I mean, the first reaction when I found out he was putting out another album is, wow, Dungeon Lane, because Dungeon Lane's a real niche piece of history. I mean, no one visits it in Liverpool. It's an obscure little lane that's right by the airport. And quite often people just park there while waiting for loved ones to arrive from the airport. It seems quite nondescript, but for Paul McCartney, it clearly meant a massive amount. And truthfully, as someone who studies the Beatles for a living, straight away I was going to many books going, okay, tell me everything about Dungeon Lane. And most Beatle historians have completely overlooked it. There's not many stories about Paul on Dungeon Lane itself. So this is quite cool because it's a whole new avenue of Paul McCartney's childhood that obviously he's trying to reminisce about and explore. And for us now as professionals within a Beatles industry that exists in Liverpool, we're now scrambling as quickly as possible to find out as much information about these places. So it's quite exciting. But for me, Paul McCartney, he's going to live forever. He's never going to stop writing music until the moment he can't move anymore. And he's never going to stop performing. It's so obvious how work hungry he has always been, which is quite amazing, especially at the age he is.
It really is. One of the producers who's quite young that worked with him on this album described him as bouncing around playing every instrument as they were recording this. But I want to ask you specifically about some of the tracks on this album, because he references Liverpool landmarks and it's quite nostalgic, referencing his history in Liverpool. What else have you learned about Dungeon Lane and some of the other landmarks he speaks about?
So Dungeon Lane, as I was saying just a moment ago, it's a nondescript lane in Liverpool. Straight away, our council have had to scramble to put signs up at the top end because the signs, they didn't exist. Not like the Penny Lane Street signs where people had pinched the Penny Lane Street signs the second the song came out. These street signs have kind of just been destroyed over time, but no one particularly cared because no one was really visiting Dungeon Lane. So the one thing I've discovered through research now for the last sort of month and a half, is it's quite clear that Paul would travel along Dungeon Lane to get to Oglet Shore, where Oglet Shore meant a lot to Paul because Paul would go there to watch birds. It was a bird watching hotspot and still is to this day. It's a real wildlife place on the shore of the River Mersey in Liverpool. So I think that was the main reason why he wrote Dungeon Lane. But Dungeon Lane, in his song that he released a month ago in preparation for this, he mentions Forthland Road for the first ever time. And Forthland Road was the road that Paul lived on. And that's actually, the house number 20, Forthland Road, is the most important house in the history of modern music because it was a Beatle rehearsal space. And it's the first time that Paul McCartney's ever mentioned the place in the lyrics of the song. So that's something that was really quite important to us in Liverpool. It's like, finally he's mentioned Forthland Road in the song. This is quite cool. But with the songs that have been released today for the first time, there's a great one called Going Down South. And Paul McCartney, in the second verse of Going Down South, mentions about how he meets George Harrison for the first time. And the first time he met was just getting a bus through Liverpool. And Paul reminisces on that. And it's beautiful, And obviously, Paul is referring to his parents as well in quite a few of the songs. So it's really special. But equally, while it's nostalgic, I was worried that it'd be like a Johnny Cash kind of, hurt, kind of real somber album. It's actually really upbeat. It's very optimistic. It's very positive. So it doesn't feel like a farewell album, which I think everyone was worried about with Paul. It does feel like he's still just doing it for the love of the music,
Yeah, it certainly sounds like that. And it's great that we're learning a lot more about him. Just very quickly, do you expect a surging business, more people wanting to come come and tour the streets of Liverpool?
Yes and no. Liverpool's incredibly busy anyway. Over the last sort of 10 to 15 years, we've seen an incredible increase of people who visit Liverpool for so many different reasons, but the Beatles are a major draw. But one of the main things it's done is it's drew the attention away from the city centre of Liverpool and the typical Beatle landmarks like Penny Lane or Strawberry Field. It's put Speak on the map, which no one was visiting Speak. They go to the airport and then they go straight to Liverpool city centre. So Speak has become a landmark that people are asking about, which that means a lot to me because I'm one of the owners of George Harrison's childhood home, and George Harrison's childhood home is in Speak. And for quite a few years, it's been the only place that people who go to and Speak that was a Beatle attraction. So now we have a lot more people are asking about Speak and coming to Liverpool. So it's cool.
It's very cool. I'll have to do another Beatles tour sometime soon. Dale Roberts, great to speak with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.